There's so much going on in NC on any given day, it's easy to ignore what's happening across the globe. Sometimes I think Night City's kind of a shithole. But I'll tell ya, the grass ain't greener anywhere else. Don't believe me? Then it's time for Bullshit Bulletin. Hey, y'all, welcome to Info Flash. Say, did you hear Rosalind Myers is running for a fourth term? You folks been watching the news? Seems Roy Levac, CTO of More Technologies, caused his limo to crash into a school bus, killing 10 kids. Oh, hey, Night City. Funny seeing you here. Oh, speaking of funny, got some hot news for ya. Miami has been hit with its 6th malaria outbreak this year and its 2nd month without power. When asked for comment, Florida's governor simply said, tick-tock. President Myers has officially unveiled a new megachurch in Salt Lake City. It stands 800 feet tall and can fit about 20,000 of its faithful inside, or approximately 3 Mormon families. The government of the Republic of Texas has announced its border guard will no longer give warning before opening fire. Before this, patrols were required to first shout, "Fuck off, this is Texas!" That's why every now and again I gather some of the world's latest snippets for a segment I call my Bullshit Bulletin. The Gulf Coast is in tatters in the wake of Category 5 Hurricane Zebediah. This is already the 30th named tropical storm to pummel the region this year. Unevacuated locals are running low on basic supplies. And meteorologists likewise on names. Yesterday, 170 people were killed in a shooting in Chicago's South Side. Politicians in Washington have called it a massacre. Locals have called it a typical Tuesday. That is all for this Bullshit Bulletin. I'm Ruth Dzeng. See you next time. Gotcha. Of course, not all of us will. I own a bunker. I'll survive. Well, on that note, that's it for today's Info Flash. Sleep tight, Night City. Levac was arrested on the spot and taken into custody where he'll await trial. He's likely to face up to 40 years in prison. Just kidding. He's way too rich for that. Nope, Roy hasn't been charged with anything. In fact, later that evening, he was at a charity event in City Hall to raise money for the children harmed in the accident. Just so we're clear, majority means more than half. Now, the average life expectancy of Americans is 58. Not too bad, huh? But if we look at the median, then... Actually, I'm sorry, I'm getting word from my producer that if I start explaining what a median is, we will lose most of our viewer base. So I think it's time for my final word. And I will try to keep it as simple as possible. We are fucked, America. And I don't know how we're gonna fix it. Until next time, you beautiful idiots. At the 74th meeting of the CPSU, the Reds announced a new 5-year plan prepared by Geroy 2, some AI they bolted together in Pskov. Meanwhile, up on the moon, the economy continues its nosedive following the price collapse of the cheese rock's main export, helium-3. Chair of the Lunar Association of H3 producers, Julian Adebayo, said he's actively seeking new markets for their stock. Time being, doesn't seem he's having much luck. Now, don't know if you heard, but Venezuela's battling another wave of huge forest fires. The state's coca crop got hit hard, with losses estimated at about 8 billion eddies. Once the blaze was extinguished, thousands of people flocked from Caracas to help in the cleanup effort. Really, these selfless acts of solidarity bring a tear to my eye. And that's 'cause it is. Myers ended up choosing a return to unity as her campaign slogan. But there were some real contenders, like Arasaka, return to Tokyo, or to hell with Texas. What? You wanted a punchline? That wasn't a joke. We're all gonna die. Honestly, who cares about some snotty-nosed brats? The fundraiser was run by Councilman Gonzalez's election committee. But, Roy did express his deepest sympathies for the victims' families. Of course that's not true. In fact, Levac claimed he'd sue anyone for mentioning the limo accident in public and... Oh, shit. Got y'all again. Well, I just got word a hurricane dropped it over before they could even finish it off. Now, thought maybe I'd take this chance to deliver my own sort of, State of the Union. Nearly 100 million people live in America, half of them below the poverty line. And no, by poverty line, I do not mean the Tex-Mex border. All right, that's it for today's bullshit bulletin. Until next time. Yeah, she made the announcement at the last Militech shareholders meeting. I mean, Federalist Party convention. You know the Tricentennial Monument? That huge marble phallus getting erected in D.C., the one to mark 300 years of independence? They unloaded on this poor Geroy all the Soviets' stickiest problems left to solve: persistent shortages, catastrophic pollution, and the undying legacy of the comb-over. For you uncultured folks unfamiliar with English customs, fox hunting is a treasured pastime of the aristocracy, like beating the help or incest. But Myers has compared herself to Franklin D. Roosevelt, who also served as U.S. Press for 4 terms. Well, Roy, my boy, looks like I'll be seeing you in court. But you know what? I got a big bank account too, and I love to see conceited pricks like you squirm. Night City doesn't have superheroes, folks. And I think I'll end today on that. Good night. Actually, no. Saburo Arasaka's handsome mug chiseled into Mount Rushmore. That'd do it. The NUSA currently flexes its muscles as the 24th largest economy in the world, alongside other heavyweights such as Myanmar, Kumambo, and Malawi. All right, okay, but seriously, 23% of people in the NUS can't read or write, and 52% have difficulty. Only 33% are fully literate. Now, this might seem to be unconstitutional. In England, 4 members of the royal family suffered severe chemical burns when they got dumped on by hyperacidic rain while out gallivanting on a fox hunt. And honestly, yeah, I can see the resemblance. She's promised her constituents to, quote, continue the effort to unify our United States. Though, might want to read that as, hope y'all are ready for another war. Again, kidding! Oh God, so naive. It's like you people never even watch my show. Ah, damn it, didn't fool y'all that time, did I? Yeah, I may be rich, but what am I to a multi-bazillionaire like Roy? When he sends me that cease and desist, I'll have to drop my pants and apologize to the world. It's either that or be destroyed. Can you imagine a better metaphor for today's America? 'Cause for the life of me, I cannot. One of those names I made up, but I bet y'all don't know which, am I right? The American Education in Action. Those numbers don't add up to 100, but I'm guessing you didn't notice that either, did ya? Turns out the majority Americans are just as bad with arithmetic as they are with geography. The NCPD claims losses were minimal considering the scale of the incident. I don't know. Depends on perspective, man. I had to stomach an ice-cold burrito. Hey, everyone. Feels great to have you back. So then, did y'all hear about that Arasaka aircraft carrier docked in Night City called Kujira, or the Whale? Oh, man, that is insensitive. I am so sorry. Where are my manners? President Myers, I mean, of course. Gotta respect the office. Anywho. Apparently the Corp figured it wasn't safe in Japanese waters, afraid some local fishermen might harpoon it for scientific research. But honestly, it's quite the power move. Wonder what Militech will respond with. Maybe Myers will fly a Rust Bucket B-17 Flying Fortress over Arasaka HQ. Anyway, I guess Hanako Arasaka's PR crack team was worried with the ship being here. It might stir up some bitter feelings about Pearl Harbor. Oh wait, did I say worried? Because what I meant was having a fucking laugh. Hey, everyone, welcome to Info Flash. Say, did y'all lose power yesterday too? Yeah, when the lights went out, there I was cooking dinner. Oh well, if we're getting specific, I was nuking a half-eaten burrito I found wedged in my couch cushions. Anyway, what was I? Right, the power outage. Apparently some plant out in Santo short-circuited. Heard the EMPs were knocking AVs out of the sky. The NCPD says the blackout led to 120 mil in damages, all in all. The real tragedy, though? I can't stomach a cold burrito. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have. After all, I heard microwaves zap out all the nutrients, but hey, it kills the cockroaches too, so you win some, you lose some. Hey everyone, welcome to Info Flash. So, did y'all hear Arasaka's got a new top dog? Yorinobu Arasaka. It's a pretty amazing coincidence, really. 4 billion people, and the best candidate for CEO is the son of the last one. What are the odds? But seriously, this Yorinobu is one colorful character. When he was a kid, he ran away from home, joined a gang, extorted, robbed, abducted. Hey, I guess he really was the most qualified for the job. Anyway, guess a few years on the streets was enough, so he apologized to the fam. Saburo said he didn't hold any hard feelings in his heart. Hard to do that when you don't have one, after all. Once back in the Arasaka fold, Yorinobu was named VP of Process Optimization. I think that was Daddy's way of telling him to go stand in the corner. And hey, now he's CEO! But did you hear he didn't pay any income tax last year? Had no idea being Arasaka CEO paid so bad. You folks ever see him on the street, don't forget to flip a coin in his cup. Thanks for the listen, Night City. See you around!